Well, everybody, this is the Benjinator, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. So this is part 28. We just defeated Slash and Flea, two of the underlings of Magus, and we're actually chasing the main one right now, Ozzie. We just went through this little hallway, and he saw us, and he said he's in a jam, and now he ran away. So a little bit of comic relief there. So actually, let me just show you guys something for a second, because between videos, because I did the last one a couple days ago. Frog, I actually had to come back in and fight all those enemies again. So Frog, in the process, actually learned Heal, which is a spell that restores HP to everybody. Only costs 2 MP, so it's definitely a good thing. He's on his way to learning Leap Slash, and Crono is almost done with Lightning too. He's only got about 97 more tech points, so hopefully he'll learn it before we reach the end. So yeah, Magus' place. I anticipate that it would be quite a few videos to get through here. So let's press on and see what next lies in store for us. Okay, so this part is simple enough. This is actually these little axe thingies, guillotines. Ozzie's twisting them, and all you have to do is, this is kind of your basic platforming stuff. Just you're on these conveyor belts, and make sure that the axe is not there when you walk through. And by the way, it's only going to hit Chrono. So, like, if the axe thing hits Frog or Robo, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So let me actually put, let me put the Dark Mail on Chrono, actually. That's pretty useful for him. And so that's, actually, wait a minute. Oh, okay. It does make a little bit of a difference. And this is good, too, because this means that now we can get the gold suit off of him and equip him with the Ruby Vest, which is a little bit better. And so, actually, at this point, what I do want to do is, I should have done this before the video, but now might be a good time to switch your party members, because it's good to try to get as many techs as possible here. And one of the other members that is going to be useful in this dungeon, for reasons you'll see later, is actually going to be Luca. So, she'll be able to hopefully learn some new techniques as well. Chrono's well on his way, of course, to getting Lightning too, which is oh so useful. But let's see how. Let me just check to see how close Luca is to learning Fire too, because I think that's the next, or Protect. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so yeah. Unfortunately, she's probably not going to learn Fire too anytime soon, but it is good to get her a little bit of exposure. I do try to keep my party members somewhat balanced, even though you're going to get to a point where you have your favorite members. Yep, and now he starts doing it a little bit faster, but really you have nothing to fear. You just gotta wait like usual. And then you just want to go speed through this, and oh, he got hit. Ah, that was bad. That was bad. See, he took a little bit of damage, but we're still okay. Yep. Sorry, Ozzie. Ozzie's not having a very good day. So let's actually heal after that little kerfuffle there. Yeah, usually I'm pretty good about getting through there, but I get a little cocky. But at least you guys got to see. You get to watch yourself getting hurt. Oh, looks like I'm a little low on mid tonics, but no matter. If things get really bad and I run out, I'll just run back and get some more. Alright, so Doomfinger. That is actually quite good for Robo. Don't have in the party. So this part's actually kind of interesting. This is almost a platformer. So what you want to do is, you see those green rollies coming down, and it's pretty simple. You want to climb on one of these ladders and wait for the roller to go by. There's a second version of this that's a little bit more difficult later on that I'll show you. But really, there's no real reason to fight these guys. I mean, if you want the extra tech points, that's fine, but there's plenty of mandatory battles in this particular dungeon, so you really don't have to worry. But actually, let me show you one thing. Okay, so, alright, I guess I decided to show off this battle, because it does involve some interesting enemies. So, the rollies the vamps but you don't know the jugglers. And remember that dead soldier in the cave that said that the jugglers changed their weak point? Well, I'll show you exactly what it means. So the jugglers actually begin the battle with high physical defense and low magic defense. So the first thing you want to do is just use some basic spells on them to actually do some damage. And then what's going to say is magic defense on, which means that their physical defense is off, which is a very good thing. So let me just use Luca to try to take care of these damn bats, because they're such a pain. Whereas we can use our powerhouses to finish off the two jugglers. But the jugglers, for the most part, are not really that difficult. They're a little bit of a pain, but and they do have a lot of HP, but overall they're really not too bad. It just takes a little bit of time to kill them. So you will see more of these enemies as time goes on. So yeah, you got Frog doing his nice little hit with the Masamune. Yeah, it's really critical, I think, in this dungeon to use that Hero's Medal just so you can get all those critical hits off. That is definitely one of the keys, I think. So, and so now he goes back to having his physical defense on. This guy is kind of a pain. He's not fun. And meanwhile, we'll just take out the rest of these bats because the bats are annoying. But yeah, that should take care of him. Yeah, I believe he does actually have a weakness to fire, which is really nice. Yeah, unlike some LPers, I'm not super keen on elemental weaknesses and things like that. I mean, there's a couple that are really, really obvious. You know, obviously, if you're fighting like an enemy that's laced with icicles, they're probably weak to fire and vice versa. But in the case of this game, there really aren't a whole lot of elemental weaknesses in the first place. This is not a Final Fantasy where you can really sort of abuse something like that. But that's okay, because this game really isn't that tough. So, alright, so this is actually pretty tricky. What's going to happen is that there are invisible holes here, and you want to try to actually stage the edge is the best thing you can do. And then, once you get over here, you want to try to break up and go up, but sometimes it doesn't work, and you fall down. And so let's fight on this little pit. And here, of course, are a bunch of Descendants, and let me just take care of these dudes. And voila. The Descendants are dead once again. So down here, there are a couple of cool things. There's some treasure chests. Barriers, by the way, they give you auto safe, which reduces your vulnerability to physical attacks. Oh, a Lapis is an awesome item. That restores 200 HP to every party member. I don't really use the barriers a whole lot, but I guess they can be kind of useful. So there's 4, quote, save points here. So this is the fake one, and this is probably the most bizarre enemy in the game. You are literally fighting save points. But the thing is that they don't do anything, and they don't even have an enemy name. They're pretty worthless. You just hit them once. They have super high defense, but it doesn't matter because they have very little HP. So I really don't know exactly why these enemies exist. I think probably the programmers were just having like a weird day. You know, I imagine it took them a long time to program this dungeon, so they just decided, let's have some save points that you have to fight. So down here, there's 4 corners, and there's 2 fake save points. And then there's 1 real one and 1 teleportation one. So that's the real one. Let me just take advantage of that for a second. And there you go. So yeah, save point, never a bad thing. Especially since I have like 37 shelters, so that's always good. Alright, so that's going to be the teleportation one. And this will, of course, take you back here. And now that that pit over there is revealed, this is going to be a little bit easier. So you want to try to go around this guy, and then just up this way. And, haha, sorry, Ozzie. We beat you once again. And so now we get to continue following Ozzie up the stairs. And I'm going to try to probably have a little bit of longer videos here, just because there are certain things that, you know, it's a pretty long dungeon, and I don't want to be spending forever here. Anyway, so what you're actually going to be seeing here is, this is what is known as a rolly bomb. So this is a slightly new enemy. And these guys you got to kind of be careful of, because if you don't kill them the first time, or actually, even if you do kill them the first time, as you're going to see right here, they will explode and do some damage. But thankfully, it's not that bad. Meanwhile, because these enemies were on the screen, you have to fight, of course, the outlaw up there, who's kind of the cousin of that freelancer we saw back on the Dondero Mountains. That guy's easy enough. And, of course, our pain-in-the-ass friend, Juggler, is back, too. So, a couple new enemies. And I think we actually... There might be 1 or 2 more new enemies here, but I think most of the other ones we've actually fought before, so I'll be probably editing out a lot of those battles. So unfortunately, at this part of the tower, there are some battles that are unavoidable. Like, you always have to actually fight these guys. Unless you can... Actually, I never tried this before, but you might be able to actually lure them over. And... Oh, never mind. Okay, so... Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta fight this dude. And there you go. So, there's a couple more of those here. Just forewarning, you will have to fight a few more of those dudes. But, thankfully, the rolly bombs, you can just do the old little trick you did last time and avoid them. Even though Luca was in the line of fire right there. But yeah, it's pretty easy, just like that. It'll reduce the amount of mess you gotta deal with. And now we just have to fight this one guy, so that's easy enough. So let's take him out. I'm not gonna even head out this battle, it's not even worth it. Just, you hit him once and he's dead. Or, okay, you have to hit him twice. If you hit him with a critical hit, he would have been dead, but, Yeah, it's easy enough. So, the trick is here to just kind of make sure that you only have to deal with one enemy. You don't want to have to deal with the rolly bombs or the jugglers or what have you, even though they do tend to be a pain. So, yeah, let's take out this guy. Don't even need to edit out the battle. And so, yeah, pretty easy. These guys are probably one of the easiest enemies in the game. The bird, the bird ninjas, as I call them. They're just a really kind of bizarre enemy type, but I don't know. I kind of think they're fun. At least they're less of a pain than the jugglers, because you actually see, I believe you see a more advanced version of them later on that's got a lot more HP and is really painful. So, all right. So now we're gonna fight another series of consecutive battles here. We're gonna see some new friends and some old friends. So, all right. So this is a new enemy. We've already seen the outlaws, but they're accompanied by the groupies, which is a really strange name for these big fat goblin things with knives. It's kind of a weird thing, but go figure. As I said, anytime that there's really strange names for enemies, you can always just say, Ted Woolsey, what do you think you're doing? But yeah, these guys they have a lot of HP, but other than that, there's really nothing that special about them. They're pretty straightforward. Yeah, Luca's physical attack is not that good, of course, but yeah, he does that, and that's kind of a pain. It looks worse than it actually is, but thanks to the power of counterattack, it's not too much trouble. So this is actually, I believe this is the last one of these you have to deal with. These sort of multiple, consecutive enemies, and after this, it's actually fairly smooth sailing all the way to the end. So, got another set of dudes right here. Let's see if there are any new enemies, and alright, so 2 jugglers and 2 outlaws. We'll take care of these guys, and I'll just edit this out. Alright, so I actually kind of learned something interesting in that battle. If you attack the outlaws while the jugglers are there, they will use a dual tech on you, which is actually pretty painful. So, I'd suggest taking out the jugglers first, if that's, when you get to this battle. So, just something to keep in mind. It's really not that hard, but still, better safe than dead. This game sometimes can kind of sneak up on you, so... Alright, another group of enemies. And there's Ozzie right there, of course. And let's see what we got. Okay, so 4 jugglers. Alright, we're gonna take these guys out. Gonna be somewhat of a pain. Alright, perfect. 4 jugglers, so time-consuming. But now Ozzie, of course, is, a little ticked off once again that his methods didn't really work out. Oh, you're looking for some more enemies, but you can't find any, Ozzie. Wah, wah, wah. Yep, that's not gonna help you out. Oh, Ozzie. Yep, it sure does. I enjoy Ozzie. He's good comic relief. All right, so let's see what's in the box. We got a speed belt here. So actually, let me see if that'd be useful for anybody. Yeah, cause well, we'd like the Rage Band. Definitely like the Hero's Medal. The side scope's pretty useful, but yeah, I think that making Robo a little bit faster would probably be a good thing. So, yeah, why not? Alright, so, this actually sounds like a good time to take a break, end the video here. But what further awaits us in Magus's place? This seems like a pretty bizarre dungeon. Pretty awesome one as well. And this Ozzie character is just providing a lot of comic material. So, anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. This has been the Benjinator Let's Play of Chrono Trigger, and I'll see you next time.